Everyone, this is Zach here again with another message, and in this video I wanted to share with you an update on my journaling. I mentioned in a previous video that you can do visualization, and you can think and you can conjure and you can feel how it would feel to be manifesting a relationship, we use for an example, or more money, or many different aspects. But you can use a visualization to help you, or you can use what you call the power of scripting. You can actually speak out loud and just call on that which isn't as if it were. Speak it into the universe and then release it, and then it will manifest. But there's something that's even more powerful than that, something I found that's more powerful for me. Now if visualization is something that you like and you feel comfortable with, then you definitely want to do visualization. But if scripting is something that you like to do, then by all means do scripting. But journaling has really been instrumental for me, and it's something that I wanted to share with you in that last video. Now I want to share with you an update. So without further ado, I had something that really was something that really thrilled me, and so I was inspired to share it with you, and I hope this will inspire you with your journaling. And I look forward to hearing great stories, and of course I'm going to share some more stories with you. But what I did was, I have 3 different books. I have a thriving book, which is money and abundance and prosperity, and I have a love book, which is love and relationships, and everything that entails that. But what I do every single day is I have a daily journal. Now it's just a little book. It's not big at all. It's just a little small mini journal. And I write in there my intentions and sort of my pre-paving for the day. And just to give you a little recap, when you write down your intentions or something that you want to manifest in your life, or how you want your day to unfold, who you want to react with, and so forth and so on, when you write it down, it's a powerful point of focus. It's even more powerful. It's the most powerful point of focus, actually. And what you're doing is you're focusing energy. And when you focus energy, the law of attraction is drawing more energy to it. So you're creating a powerful signal. And basically what you want to do is, it's not really the words that you're looking for, it's how you feel as you're writing the words. So as you're focusing, you're feeling what you're conjuring something. See, a lot of times visualization, you can get to thinking about a visualization, and then all of a sudden your mind starts to wander, or you start to fade away, and you're not offering a strong, powerful signal or point of focus. But when you use your journaling, when you write things down, and you sit there for just a few minutes, and you conjure by writing it down, you feel it. You feel it in a more powerful way. So without further ado, I had to share this entry with you. It's really exciting. So sort of lead in, me and my wife were trying to buy a new house. It's a much bigger house, and I'm really excited, and I feel really blessed to be able to have this opportunity. But the gentleman who's selling the house, he had some posts that he put up as far as like a privacy fence around the property. And when I first seen it and I stood back from the house, I was thinking to myself, I was like, I like that fence. I would like a fence around my house. And the gentleman was reluctant to even talk about the fence. So he said that something that was a project that he was working on, but he didn't finish it, and that really wasn't a priority. Even my wife had told me, she's like, Zach, you just we'll once we get moved in and everything, we'll build the fence. And I was thinking to myself, I was like, but I want the fence. That's just something that I want. I want a fence. I want to look, before I move in, I want a fence up, right? So that was sort of the intention that I had. Well, as the process came, we went, now this was last month actually, we went into the house and we did an inspection and so forth. And, you know, as we're at the house, you know, I'm constantly thinking about it. I'm thinking, I really, really want this fence. And, you know, my wife then again reiterates the fact that, hey, you know, it doesn't have to be a priority right now. So I, you know, I kind of put it off into the back burner, you know, off in the back of my mind. And, you know, days later, I got to thinking about it. I was like, well, what about if I just write it down? I didn't even think about writing it down in my journal, right? So I was like, what about if I just write it down? And so, so I did. And so I want to pull up this journal entry that I wrote and tell you how it unfolded. It's really exciting. Let's see. It's in here somewhere. Let's see. As you can tell, a lot is in here, guys. Here we go. Here we go. Now, this is what I exactly wrote. Now, if you can possibly see it, you probably can't see it, but there you go. So it's right in there. So I exactly wrote, I love how. Now, what you got to do is you got to say it like it's already happened, okay? Because you don't want to put the signal out that I love it. If you want to do it in future tense, because then the law of attraction has to match that. And remember, the law of attraction is not biased. It's always consistent. It's always matching vibrations. So it's going to give you exactly what you want. So, and what you don't want. So basically what I said is the guy who owns the seller, his name is Casey. So I said, I love how generous Casey was to build the fence around our house. I love his generosity. And that's basically what I said, guys. Let's see, I think I did one other entry in here. And then I said, oh yeah, I said stranger things have happened. And then I said, universe, you are so awesome. And then I said, universe, you are my BFF. And that was pretty much the simple words that I put inside this book. Now, what had happened was, now this was probably about a few days before the event happened. I think it was like Wednesday. Well, on Saturday, my wife told me, she said, what we were doing was we were buying a cage for our little dog. And they had the cage over there. It was big enough for our little dog. He's a little Chiweenie. He's tiny. And so it was like, okay, well, that's a perfect fit. So basically what we'll do is we'll just buy that from him. And she's like, okay, well, I just need you to go on down there and pay for it. And just, you know, Casey will be there. And so his wife. So I went down there, guys, and real quick, I walked in, paid his wife and everything. And Casey walks up and he says, hey, how you doing? And he says, I got some stuff I want to share with you. If you would just kind of walk with me. And so basically we walked around the house. And this is what he said, guys. He says, okay, from one end of this property to the other, do you see that line? There was a sort of a line drawn up just like a cord. And it stretched from one end of the property to the other. And it was just setting up sort of a line of separation. And he said, yes. He said, so you see that? He said, what we're wanting to do is we're wanting to put up a fence. Guys, when he said put up a fence, I just laughed inside. And he said what we're going to do is we're going to put that fence up, and then we were going to turn it so it goes into the back of the house. So there goes my fence, because he said what we're doing is his parents live right next. He says we want a privacy between y'all's home and their home, and they were actually going to be living in a camper there for just a little bit temporarily till he sort of got all his plans together as far as what he wanted to do going forward. But he said, you know, that way that y'all can have y'all's privacy, and then of course we'll have our privacy. Excuse me. So that was, I was floored, because you know, it's just a fence. It's just a fence. But it was something that I really, really wanted. And I just wrote it down. Just one little entry into the journal about what I particularly wanted. And it happened. It manifested. And, you know, and then I was just, and what was interesting is I said about being generous. I said, I love Casey's generosity, right? I put that in the book. And I told him, I said, Casey, as I was, you know, having that conversation with him, I said, Casey, I was like, thank you for the generosity. So I hope that inspires you. Hope that makes you feel really good. Made me feel really good. It's really exciting. But little things like that, you know. Money's great. I have to share an experience with you on that one for another video. But money's great. Relationships are great. But little things too are good too when life sort of surprises you and delights you. So with that being said, hope everybody has an awesome day. Be inspired.